This afternoon we are escaping the shipyard and we're heading out to check out Trinidad's abandoned tracking station. So something that we learnt pretty early on being here in Chaguaramas is that this whole area has quite a bit of history that dates back to the Second World War, when the Americans actually leased the place. Anyone from Trinidad, feel free to jump in, but this is my understanding of what happened. That during, I think it was 1940, the Americans and the British struck a deal. The British were given 50 obsolete, I think they were destroyers, and in return the Americans were able to lease land where they could build bases. And in Trinidad, Chaguaramas was chosen as that location, and as a result the Americans gained, the gate open. The Americans gained a 99-year lease over massive swaths of this entire peninsula. So after the Americans gained control of this area, they built a whole lot of infrastructure. There were bases, naval depots, there were aircraft fields. They even dredged Macquarie Bay, and that was a submarine base. So they did a lot during that kind of war period. And then my understanding is that the tracking station actually came later, more towards the Cold War period. And then today all this stuff is either abandoned or it's being used by Trinidadians, including the Trinidadian military. There it is. You see it? It's just around this bend. So today we had to park a little bit further down the road because there's all these no parking signs out the front of the Bamboo Cathedral, which aren't usually there. But that is where our journey is going to start, at a place called Bamboo Cathedral, which we found is really popular with people who just want to go for a walk, but it does get a little steep, which Tynan is really looking forward to.
First time I've been off the boat in ages.
Well, when it wasn't the pub.
When it wasn't the pub, yeah. They're mental health trips.
How much do you love hills?
This much.
So up here we can see the start of the rise. I've not been here before, but Tynan has, and he's not looking forward to this at all. So within the next little bit, we're very likely going to see my face completely change colour, because one of the downsides of being a blonde is that as soon as I start getting hot, my face is going to go bright red. You're going to make fun of me.
No, you'll be far ahead of me. We'll have an asthma attack or wheezing.
This is what happens when your only form of exercise is walking to and from the pub. So I'm just standing here at the bottom of that rise we were looking at before. And I didn't think that this was going to be like that high up. I thought the guys were just exaggerating. But that tree line it gets really high. Like, we're going all the way up there and we're just itty bitty down here. It's really hard to kind of capture them on camera. But But as Aussies, like, it's pretty cool to be walking and just see a monkey. Keen to see this view. Walking up to the cliff edge, it struck me that the last time I saw this view was 9 months ago when we sailed into Trinidad. Is it the truth?
No.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. Go on, Talisha. Why don't you have a seat?
Onward! Oh, that's so rude. Alright, I think we should keep going. So, as you can probably tell from my face, we finally made it to the top. That was steep, but seems like this is the way to go first to see the actual tower, and then later we'll go down there and see what's that way. So pretty cool. We do like, oh my god, I'm so red. Anyway, we do like this urban exploring, like here, Gibraltar, even back in Perth when we lived there. And one thing that we find with filming is, yeah, you've always got to check the graffiti in the background, because just some of the stuff people put up is a little obscene, or sometimes very obscene, and we just don't want it in the background. So looks like the check is clear on the outside of this thing. Alright. So what's in the little side shed over there?
This goes around. Watch your head as well.
Okay. Okay, so that's the other side of the door.
Yeah.
I can just imagine people like being here, working in here, like having, you know, the different buildings and also a jungle that's just taking it back. And there's bats. There's a tree growing through it.
Wait.
Oh no, that has to be the whole pump. Well, this sometimes is bigger than I thought.
I suspect that somebody's come through and they've cut like every second support out
Yeah.
to scrap it for cash.
And you were saying there's another whole compound.
Yeah, so up the end here, it's kind of like
Oh, stairs.
bricked up.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That leads to this building down here.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite steep, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we walk around, we can get to the other side and show people what the other side of this looks
Yeah,
like.
and you don't have to go down the real sketchy shaft.
Tynan, you love sketchy shafts. Like, the irony of Tynan calling that shaft sketchy. Like, I was in Gibraltar. I know what he went down. Sketchy.
Secret tunnel through the mountain. Oh, Hobbiton exploration.
So, what we're going to do now is we are going to go back to the front of this, go back down to the main path, and walk down to the bottom part of the complex, which is where that sketchy shaft joins up to.
So this large piece, I think, was the counterweight that hung off the left-hand side. Then obviously over time, being on a peninsula with the salt air and out in the elements of the tropic, it's just rusted away and fallen down.
So you probably don't want to stand under that one. Maybe not.
Which is half the reason why we're not climbing all over it.
Yeah,
Is because everything's just rusted and breaking away. And the other reason is it's full of wasps.
So we've just come down this hill from up at the radio tower, and now behind you is the other part of the complex that we can access. And for those of you who ever played Nintendo 64, it's giving me very GoldenEye vibes. Awesome.
I wonder if it's... I brought a headlamp and a normal torch as well. Somebody's made the two windows into a face.
Big. I feel like this here, that path that you can see going that way, might be the hiking trail used to get to this like Cessna type plane crash that they've got here. But we're not going to do that today because we'll lose the sun. Pigeon. But I will put some information about that up on our Patreon. We'll do a free post with that information so anyone can check it out, just in case you're over in Trinidad and you want to have a look. So those stairs go up to the second floor.
Yeah.
Crazy how the plants have just taken over the side of the building. Like, Take from the jungle, take it back. So we will just stay around the perimeter. So this section here, I mean, it's hard to tell what any of this was used for, but our assumption would be like this main building here would have been probably some offices and a lot to do with the actual running of the tracking station. This space is more open, so I don't know, maybe storage, maybe some kind of like staff support area, like, you know, mess hall or something like that. All right. So do we have to get to that side?
Well, no, it basically goes through there, goes left for like 15 meters, and then it's a brick wall. It's where they bricked up that flight of stairs that goes down.
All right. Let's have a look. Fast walk, fast walk, fast walk, fast walk. So what you can see at the end there is the bricked up wall that matches up with the top section that we saw with the sketchy shaft. So obviously we're not going to bother going any further that way because it's just a brick wall. So let's go back out through the hole and around, and I think that's pretty much it. Probably just as well, it's starting to get dark.
Fun?
Interesting. So it's physically possible to take those stairs up to the top, but there's a lot of hornets guarding the way, so I'm not keen. As far as we know, we have explored this whole complex, but if we've missed anything, please put it in a comment in case we're back up here. And if you'd love to access some bonus content, we've put some up on Patreon, and I've thrown the links into the description as well. But for now, it's time to start making our way back down, back past through the Bamboo Cathedral, and home to the #1 doggo.
Oh, you can see through the bay. I don't know what bay it's called. You can see all the cargo ships and if I pulled up too much speed, I'll fall over.
-8 degrees.
I don't know if that's a lot, but it certainly feels like it.
Oh.
Happens in the water.
Yeah.
You know how we'll come in, we'll just randomly hit like a wave. It'll be like a tidal surge.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
Or like we'd be doing 4 knots with the code 0, and then randomly we'd just start doing 7 knots. The tide would just start carrying you along as you come into one of these streams.
This is like, you would not want to go off the edge here. That is straight down. As we made our way out the bamboo forest, night fell, and once again we were greeted by Trinidad's fireflies. As you can probably guess, we're back at the boat and my little wiggle noodle is waiting for me. Ears are back, that means she's excited.
Hello. Oh, hello.